Hey everyone, it's Owen here from OTech, and today I'll be taking a look and doing a review on probably the most hyped fan ever, which is the Noctua NF-A12x25 fan. It's just launched very recently, and this is basically the most hyped fan ever. I mean, I don't think anyone has ever been that interested in a fan launch before compared to this fan, because this thing promises so many things. And it has a lot of very new and very exciting and interesting technologies built into this fan. And even though it might look like poop brown and vomit tan, it's still, well, one of the best quality fans ever, since it's a Noctua, and you can definitely feel that from the build quality. But anyways, let's take a look at this thing and see what it does have on offer. And then we'll take a look at the charts for the performance. So for the box itself, it's a typical Noctua box, which is extremely high quality with opening flaps, and here you even see the PQ curve as the main feature on the front flap, which means they're extremely confident of the performance of the fan itself. It shows what's included, and obviously I've taken the fan out, and on the back there's the specifications on there, and also a bunch of other languages explaining the features and stuff about the fan, so that everyone can pretty much understand everything about this Noctua fan. And if you open the back flap, you will see all the features of the fan, and there's actually a lot of them with very new technologies, like you can see the ultra tight tip clearance, and obviously it does have the 6-year warranty like any other Noctua product, which is pretty amazing for a spinning thing. So the color scheme isn't anything pretty. Just like any other Noctua fan, it has poop brown and vomit tan for the color scheme. So it's not gonna win any award for aesthetics. And you'll realize that even the brown doesn't look right like other Noctua fans. And that's because they had to use new material called Sterrox that they just developed. And they developed it just because they wanted to make the blade clearance from the frame at just 0.5 millimeters. And like I measured with this ruler, it's roughly about 0.5 millimeters, just like they promised. And because of that, the Sterrox material is supposed to prevent the fan blades from warping when spinning, and that's why the Sterrox material gives that textured look on the fan blades. And they also made changes to the frame, one of which is making the step inlet design to go all around the fan blades. Although the fan frame is still the typical 25mm thick 120mm fan frame. Besides that, the fan motor is still a 4-pole using their SSO2 bearing, which uses a metal bearing shell and is basically an upgraded fluid dynamic bearing. And a lot of people like to say that the fan blade design that Noctua went with looks like the Sky Gentle Typhoon, and they actually said that it does. And that's because that's just the basic design principle of making a high-performance hybrid airflow and pressure fan. Although they did say that they made the blade sweep and angle way different, which is supposed to improve the performance compared to the Sky Gentle Typhoon. So I guess we shall see which of the swept 9-blade fan blade design fan performs better. Oh, and a nice touch is that they embossed a Noctua logo on the side, which I think looks pretty cool. And about the only complaint in terms of aesthetics, if you don't mind the brown color, is that the cable is not braided all the way to the end. So you can kinda still see the colored cables of the Noctua. Although then again, it's also a brown fan. In terms of build quality, it's really just what you expect from a Noctua fan these days. It's extremely sturdy and you can't flex it with your hand. It's really well built and you can really feel it in the weight of the fan as well. And the fan bearing is really smooth as well. If you try to spin it, you can see that. Yeah, so for the fan noise, it's really not much. As you can hear just now, at maximum speed, you can't really hear anything, so I don't see the point of testing 50% fan speed either, so I didn't. Yeah, it's really quiet. I'll be testing it on my personal PC, Nero PC, on the rear radiator cooling an RX 580 overclocked to 1500 MHz, and it's also running a mining load to make it more consistent. And I'll be measuring the delta temperatures for temperatures instead of the real temperature itself. So, as you can see, this fan is built very well. It's really robust and you can really feel the heft in it. And so it's a very high quality fan and it shows in the performance. It's really good. Like, I can't even hear this thing at maximum speed over my like air conditioner and other fans and stuff like that in my room, which by the way is why it's kind of loud right now, because I'm running my air conditioner since it's really hot right now. Yeah, this thing is super quiet, but it performs really well. It's within spitting distance of my 3000 RPM screaming NF-A12 fans. Yet this is just 2000 RPM and it's extremely quiet and it's almost as good as that. It's kind of ridiculous because, you know, for the Gentle Typhoons, which is about as good as this at maximum speed too, those things, well, they are louder than this. You can definitely hear the Gentle Typhoons at maximum speed. Well, this one, it's completely silent, like you can't hear anything. The GTs have some kind of bearing noise, like you can really hear this like grinding noise on them. This fan is really smooth, and you can only hear like a slight, very slight minor whooshing sound if you put your ear really close to the fan. And it performs really well. Like, holy crap, this thing is almost as good as a 3000 RPM fan, and it's only at 2000 RPM. Plus, this thing is way quieter. It's basically pointless for me to even show a video of this thing running for like a noise comparison, because you really just can't hear this thing. At least to me, like, it's really silent. So if you're looking for a silent fan, this is really the best bet. Well, for any fan even, this performs like the best of the best while being silent. Like, you can't beat this at all. Like, I really doubt any fan can easily beat the Noctua NF-A12 IPPC at 3000 RPM. So if this thing is really close to that, I don't think there will be many other fans that can get close or beat this Noctua fan. And that's really impressive. Although it all does come at a price, because this is kind of expensive. It's like $29.90 on Amazon, so it's a really expensive fan. But you do get the quality and performance out of this thing. This really impressed me. It's a really impressive fan. And I would replace all my fans with this, if only it doesn't cost $30 to just, you know, just buy one of them. Like, I need 3 of these and 2 at the front, so I need 5 in total. Yeah, I don't think I'll be switching anytime soon, because my F12s still work really great. It's just that this is just that much better while being quieter. And if you compare to the Sky GTs, even though people say, oh, the design is so similar, it's actually different in performance. The Sky GT doesn't do very well at lower speeds, while this one does very well at any speeds in push or pull, unlike the GT, which doesn't do very good at, you know, pull, I think, and also at lower speeds. This one has no trouble beating the GT at lower fan speeds, while at maximum speed they are kind of neck and neck. But yeah, so very impressive fan from Noctua. This is probably the most hyped fan, and I was really hyped and really excited for this thing to come out. And when it finally did, I'm certainly not disappointed. It's super crazy with their new technologies like the reinforced fan hub. Because of the larger motor hub, it's more stable, and it's also using their new material, the Sterrox plastic, which is like some kind of brand new compound they made especially for this fan, so that they can achieve the 0.5mm blade clearance, which is super tight. And that's what I think is, I think that's one of the main features of this fan, the super tight blade clearance. And I think that's what makes it perform really well, because it really doesn't leak a lot of air through the sides at all. So it's converting a lot of the air straight into static pressure, and it's not letting it backflow like normal fans that has larger gaps between the blade and the frame. And so this is a very efficient fan design, and I doubt that they will be able to beat this design anytime soon, because if you can see, the F12 has been out for so long, and only now they've come out with this thing. So I doubt they'll have a new fan design very soon. Probably like 10 years before they make a second generation of A12 or something. But yeah, anyways, that's it for this review. Although this thing might not look the prettiest, it's, like I said, Noctua, like vomit tan and also crap brown, but it's still a very good fan, and I certainly don't mind the color at all. I just care about the performance, and I know that people that buy Noctuas care about the performance more than aesthetics anyway, so this is really not a big problem, I think. Although it would be nice if they come out with their IPPC version, maybe with higher RPM, 3000 RPM. This thing would kick ass at 3000 RPM. Basically any other fan would just get destroyed by this thing if this goes faster than 2000. And black would be nice too if they have the Chromax version. But I'm sure they'll have some kind of ridiculous reasons like, oh, the color dye will affect performance because it affects the plastic characteristic or something like that. But they're Noctua, they're perfectionists, so that's what you should be expecting from them. And after all, it took them 4.5 years or something to like even do R&D on this fan, so they're really serious about it. But yeah, that's it for this review of the Noctua NF-A12x25 fan. It's a very impressive fan from Noctua, certainly a big upgrade from the F12, because those things are still kind of loud compared to this thing, which is completely silent, and performs about the same too, to the IPPC version, which is way faster. So this thing will definitely beat the standard one. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, please leave a like, and please click subscribe to see more of my future videos. Thanks for watching.